Hey church, as we think about the sermon for this coming Sunday, we will get into 1 Timothy chapter 4. We finished up chapter 3 this past Sunday, and we looked at Paul's thesis for the book, or his letter to Timothy, as he says that he's writing to Timothy to discuss conduct in the church. And then he mentions the concluding verses of chapter 3, that the church is the pillar and ground of truth. Well, that's important to remember as we get into chapter 4, because Paul's going to write to Timothy to describe an approaching apostasy. As my Bible describes it, it's a great apostasy, where Paul says that some will fall away from the faith, meaning the body or the system of faith. So they will fall away from the church and become unfaithful. And he describes that in the first 5 verses. I'm not going to read all 5 verses, but just consider these as we again think about Sunday. He says in verse 1, chapter 4, "Now the Spirit expressly says that in latter times some will depart from the faith, giving heed to deceiving spirits and doctrines of demons, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their own conscience seared with a hot iron." Then he goes on to describe more about this apostasy, that they will forbid people to marriage, they will condemn the eating of meats, and so on. And so we're going to look at that passage on Sunday, but we're going to look at it in light of why it's important to study the truth, to know the truth, to be a pillar and ground of the truth, as he mentioned in chapter 3. Because if we fall away from the truth, or if we fail to uphold it, then we are in danger of falling away, or the apostasy that we see here in chapter 4. So we'll study that on Sunday, and I can't wait to study it then with you. Thinking about Sunday as well, we have a couple of things just for you to consider. If you plan on going to the ladies' ornament exchange at Melanie Bolshley's house that Sunday after PM worship. At the same time, men, if you would like to get some pizza and go to Ray Russell's house, we're going to do that as well. So there's fellowship for the ladies, there's fellowship for the men. But if you plan to go to Ray's house for pizza, please just let him know Sunday morning so that we know how many pizzas to get. We don't over order, and we have enough for everybody. So just let him know that. I hope you're doing well. Hope you have a great weekend. Cannot wait to see you on Sunday to worship together. God bless.